so pleased and I'm so happy to say that I managed to push through, and it's currently 4 o'clock here in the UK, which means there's only 2 more hours before I can break my fast. I apologize if my voice is a bit quiet today and it's not as enthusiastic or as happy and chirpy as I usually am, but I am very, very happy right now. And if I'm honest, I'm actually a little bit sad that I have to end it. I mean, I'm feeling strong enough to literally push through for another 2 days, but I have to go back to work tomorrow. I think next time round, if I were to do another dry fast for 5 days, I will probably plan it around a bit better around work, and definitely a few things I'd like to share with you today with what I've been experiencing for the last 2 days is be gentle with yourself. Like when you're doing this fast, and I'm sorry about that noise, they're doing building work outside right now. Be really gentle with yourself when you're fasting, and don't put too much pressure on yourself, and don't try to overly arrange things or do so much, because you are going to be literally so tired. I mean, for me, for example, I didn't have any work for the last couple of days, so that's been great. But the simple things like going out for a walk, that tired me out, and I had to walk quite slowly. Even talking now, it's putting pressure on my chest, and I'm having to use up a lot more energy than I usually do when I talk. It's things like going out to the shop to buy groceries and just not carrying too much of a heavy bag. It's things like if you have children, for example, it's trying to arrange and work around your normal schedule that you usually would have, so that you can be as calm and as still as you can be. After the shamanic dream circle last night, I had a really good sleep. I've had a really good sleep the last 2 nights actually. I also had like a rush of cold energy come to me in the evening, so I had to put on like a couple of extra layers because I felt quite cold. Then I woke up this morning, and then I found that I needed a lot more rest this morning than I did yesterday morning. So I just stayed in bed for a little bit longer, and the head spins were still there. Like every time I'd get up, I'd have to be very gentle, quite slow, because the head spins would literally just come to me if I stand up a bit too fast. I woke up early this morning and felt the urge to go and do a poo, and I sat on the toilet and tried, but it felt a bit painful, so I think my body kind of resisted it slightly. So then I tried again around 12 o'clock, so then I managed to do my first poo in 3 days. Still feeling quite weak and moving around a bit slower than I usually am. One really important thing that I wanted to talk to you about is that, like, as much as you have a goal, so you might have, I don't know, whereas if it's a dry fast or a water fast or a juicing fast, even though you have a goal in your mind, it's really important to check in with yourself every day, and just kind of feel into yourself and feel what is it that your body's feeling, you know? Because if you're finding that you've got a goal in mind, but during the fast you are literally suffering and you're having to push so deep to push through everything, then maybe that's a sign that you might need to stop. So just make sure, like for me personally, even though I'm feeling weak and my voice is very quiet right now, I know for a fact that I can push through for another 2 days. I'm not suffering at all. There's no suffering going on right now. You know, it's all good. It's all positive. Feeling good. I'm tired. I feel a little bit weak, but overall, like, I feel so good within myself. So just make sure that you check in with yourself and don't like overdo it if you feel like you're starting to suffer a bit, if that makes sense. And I'd also like to say that I've been cooking. So when my children have been home with me, I've cooked. Last night I cooked some vegetable soup ready for today to break my fast too, and I couldn't taste it. I got my son to taste the food for me. So I've been around food the whole 3 days. I've cooked, and it's interesting because I'm smelling it and it smells good, but there's no real urge to be like, oh, let me just put like a spoonful in my mouth. That's not there, you know. Like, I was cutting some strawberries yesterday and some oranges. Oh God, it smells so good. It smells so good, and I'm so looking forward to having it today too. But there was like literally no desire to, not even like a little bit of desire to like, oh, you know, I need to give in now. So that's been a good sign for me to know within myself that I can keep pushing forward. So I have 2 more hours left before I break my dry fast, which means it's 72 hours all in all. Really proud of myself because I know that I really needed this, and I feel like I probably will delve in again with another dry fast very soon. If not, then just like another 48-hour water fast. Fasting for me just makes me feel at my best, hence why I fast at least 20 hours almost every single day of the week. When I eat too much food, when I have 2 meals a day, which is not often, but when I do, I wake up in the morning and my tummy just doesn't feel right, and sometimes I get cramps down below. And this time round, what's interesting is where I've added in the dairy, and I haven't had dairy for so long, it's just made me feel really bloated. My whole face has just suffered, like I mentioned in my other video. My mood, my focus, not great, you know. And like I said before, as much as I feel tired and weak right now, within myself, my body feels so much better than I did prior to the fast. So I'm gonna leave you here, and I'm gonna record another video when 2 hours is coming, and it's gonna be 6 p.m. in the UK, and I will share with you how I'm gonna break my fast. Hey guys, so I'm just preparing the food now because I've got 10 more minutes before I'm going to break my fast. I just wanted to show you, yesterday I made like some vegetable soup, and the reason why I'm breaking it with a vegetable soup is because last year when I did my 7-day water fast, it was recommended on like a lot of YouTube videos that I watched on fasting to break your fast with a piece of fruit. So I broke it with a watermelon, and it just didn't feel right to me at all. It was super sweet. It just didn't feel like it went down in the right way. So a few hours later I made some like soup broth, and it just felt so warm and it felt right, and it digested in the right way for me. Didn't have any tummy problems after that. But yeah, so because of that, I've decided to break it with a soup again this time round. So I've made just like some vegetable soup here that I'm gonna break my fast with, and then I think I'm going to chop up some maybe some oranges or some apple or mango or something to go along with it, because I really feel like I want some fruit, and just keep it like small basically. Okay guys, it's time to eat.
weird because I actually feel a little bit sick, a little sick feeling knowing that I'm about to eat. It's just a strange feeling, I'm not sure why. Yeah. It's really tasty. I'm so grateful. So grateful. Three days of no food, no water. Feels weird to eat. Okay guys, I'm gonna finish enjoying my food now, and
thank you so much for those of you who have tuned in to watch the last 3 days of my journey. I appreciate it. I hope it was informative. Hopefully it helped you in some way or inspired you to do a fast. Lots of love.